Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. This is the worst of the franchise, infamously. I think people really don't like this one. I think it's looked back to a little bit fonder now, just because I feel like people, obviously, probably back in the 80s, were kind of harder on this one, just because it's not great. But I think there's more people who probably grew up on it with this one now and have more of a soft spot for it. And, with Tina Turner's passing, this movie also is become a little bit more iconic because of that. I remember people referencing this movie when she died, because it has her music in it and she acts in it. But at the same time, it's kind of weird that people were kind of talking about that fondly because she's horrible in this movie and it's very bizarre and very weird. This movie should not be having Tina Turner music at all because this movie is not, that sort of thing. So this is the only, and really all that just goes to show this movie really does not feel like a Mad Max movie. Where what you gotta understand is Mad Max movies feel completely and totally George Miller. Like only his complete vision. Like he's the main driving force behind it. No one else really has any input on it other than stunt people. Like that's what these movies are to the end. And this one does not feel like that. This one felt like a studio came in here, mangled with some stuff, said, hey, do this to make it more studio and more appealing. And they're like, okay, I guess this is how we got to get this made. Let's do it. And that's kind of how this movie feels. And once you get to the end of the movie, it starts feeling like a Mad Max movie. You get some of the cars and some of the action in it, but a lot of this movie does not have that kind of action, and it has a lot of weird stuff in it that just does not make this movie feel like a Mad Max movie to me. It is easily the worst of the franchise, and I think that's part of the reason that this movie franchise did go on a hiatus for like when this movie came out. Beyond Thunderdome, 1985, and then they didn't make another one till 35 years later in 2015 with the Fury Road. So that's kind of what this movie is, and I don't hate this movie, but I definitely, as a Mad Max fan, I'm always going to be a little disappointed by this one, just because this is a franchise where I don't think there's any major stinkers, including this one. I think this is a fine movie that's enjoyable to some extent, but like that's kind of the thing is like all these movies are so awesome in a way. Even the first one, which I find a little bit dated, still really fun, and it's unfortunate. I don't know. Fury Road is the one we'll be talking about next week, which is Hype. So let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe.